So you just bust a nut for the fourth time today at 1 p.m. and you haven't even gotten out of bed yet. You take out your phone and you go on TikTok and you start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until you land on a video created by someone named Vaishvik talking about one of the most life-changing things ever: self-improvement. You had no idea before this that improving yourself is actually something that you can physically do. You didn't even know there was a name for it. You didn't know there was a whole community of people who are striving to improve their own lives and help others improve theirs. You didn't know before that you could actually just stop beating your meat 3 times a day, bed rotting until the afternoon, and watching bullshit, but now you know that you can. So you've decided, like all these amazing young men, you will start self-improvement. So you start doing the good habits. You start meditating, you start journaling, you start going to the gym every single fucking day. You don't even have Instagram anymore. You've deleted that. You've deleted TikTok. The only thing you watch now is educational content on YouTube. You start going to bed early and waking up early, and you start working really hard on your business. You are becoming a top 1% man. But the process is really, really fucking slow. And that makes sense. That's how it's supposed to be, because this stuff is hard and it takes time, because you will fail, you will relapse, you will beat your meat 3 times a day sometimes. You might even make an entirely new Instagram account and start scrolling again because you're that addicted, and then feel bad about it 2 hours later when you realize that you just wasted 2 hours of your day. Of course, these things will happen. There are really high ups and really low downs to this journey. But there are a few things that you can implement into your life to help you stay committed to this path and accelerate your self-improvement. Here are 3 of the best ways to do that. The first thing you can do to accelerate your self-improvement is become a self-improvement preacher/coach to your own friends and family. Yes, I'm literally giving you permission to become that guy. Be that guy that sees the box of sugary shit snacks in the kitchen that his parents got from the grocery store and tells his parents that this shit is full of added sugar and will give them diabetes. Be that guy that sees his friends scrolling on TikTok while the 2 of them are hanging out and calls him a fucking degenerate for it. Be that guy who tells his own girlfriend to delete Instagram because it's ruining her peace of mind. Be that guy that sees his friend barely working out and motivates him to come to the gym with him and train hard so that both of them can become big. Be his hype guy. Saying these things to people is not judgmental like you weak motherfuckers will call it. It's actually caring for them. It's wanting to improve yourself but also help other people improve their lives too. Obviously, your main priority is always going to be you, but there is truth in the fact that helping others is one of the best ways to help yourself. Helping you guys improve your lives through these videos that I make gives me purpose, and it gives me so much drive to hold myself accountable and stay committed to this path. Being that self-improvement preacher guy with my friends and family basically forces me to practice what I preach because I strive to be a man of my word. I'm not saying that you should waste a bunch of your time arguing with your friend who clearly doesn't want to go to the gym for stupid reasons like because it hurts. But you can do small and easy things to try and help people. Like all the examples I mentioned before, most of this practice is literally just telling people what you honestly think about their actions, which is barely any effort. If your good friend tells you that he's been bed rotting for 5 hours a day, literally just lying in his bed on his phone above his fucking head and just scrolling like that, if he tells you that, will you actually keep quiet? Because you better fucking not. Tell him honestly that he's lazy as fuck for doing that and needs to get his shit together, and offer to help him find more productive things to do throughout the day. Becoming a self-improvement preacher also allows you to check if the people you are spending time with are actually worth spending time with. If he gets all offended and defensive about you telling him he's a lazy fuck for bedrotting 5 hours a day, even though that's just fucking common sense to say, if he gets all defensive like that and he doesn't even show much interest in improving himself, then do you really want to be friends with someone like that? He'll probably drag you down while you try to build yourself up. Sure, you might have had a few laughs in the past and that's why you guys are good friends. But if he's an actual fucking loser and wants to stay that way, then you're better off not spending time with him because it's going to be harmful to you in the long term. The second thing you can do to accelerate your self-improvement is to learn things during passive activities. Especially if you're a student in college or high school, you probably walk around a lot of the day, right? To get to classes, the cafeteria, the gym, anything that's a walkable distance. And also, chances are, while you're walking, you're probably blasting degenerate music into your ears. Some rap about some dude getting his dick sucked by 5 chicks. I know I told you in my video about walking confidently that you can listen to music that has aura while you walk to help yourself walk more like a man and walk more confidently, right? But I don't want you to do this all the time. At best, you should probably do it as less as possible if you even need to do it at all, just until you get the hang of walking confidently. And then from then on, you no longer need that degenerate music blasting in your ears. You can progress instead to learning while walking. Literally, just listen to podcasts or videos about anything you want to learn about. It can be about making money, online business, building muscle, talking to girls, socializing. Literally just learn anything. You can use that dead time that you spend passively walking from place to place to learn a shit ton of new things. For example, my videos are very low dopamine, so there's barely any editing. It's literally just me talking to you like a big brother. So you technically don't even need to look at your screen when my video is playing, right? Because I don't have any stimulating, brain cell destroying visual effects for you. So just put your phone in your pocket and then you can listen to my video and learn as you walk. That way you don't look like a phone addicted teenager who's just staring at their phone and then walks into incoming traffic. The specific benefits of learning while walking in particular is that your creative thinking and basically your brain works best when you're moving around. This was found in a study at Stanford. So you'll get more information into your brain and learn more things, and you'll have more creative power to think of ways to apply these things that you're learning while you walk and listen to these podcasts and videos. But of course, walking is not the only time to learn new things. Basically, any form of passive work or dead time can be converted into a learning experience. For example, when you're taking a shit, when you're eating by yourself, when you're commuting, when you're driving, when you're doing the laundry, when you're ironing clothes. Basically, all of these things, you're not doing active work, right? Active work is like working on your business, but instead you're doing passive shit that doesn't require that much focus and you can listen to stuff during. That's fair game. The last tip I have for you to accelerate your self-improvement is a bit more on the optional side. You don't really have to do it, but I'm still going to mention it because it did help me a lot. And it's to get into the self-improvement spirit externally. Basically, change your looks so that you look more like a man on self-improvement. I know it sounds a bit cringe, but the truth is, when you change how you look, it actually helps you improve as a man because now you're no longer just mentally a new 2.0 version of yourself, but you also look like it too. If you want specific advice on what to do, I would say first get a buzz cut. I've seen a lot of men in the self-improvement community get buzz cuts, and as you can tell, I did it too. I think the main benefit of the buzz cut for me was that I feel more masculine now. I know I'm still young and I don't look very big and masculine yet, but I just feel more like a man. And I think it's because I think it makes sense to say that very, very short hair is often characteristic of big, strong men. But it's also characteristic of, those Buddhist monks who are very spiritual and meditative and they shave their heads to detach themselves from unnecessary material bullshit and leave behind the person they once were before monkhood. Just like we, as men on self-improvement, are leaving behind the degenerate selves that we once were before getting onto self-improvement. The buzz cut is a symbol of commitment and discipline and intense focus, and it feels like so much more than just a haircut. It creates a new identity. Also, it's really low maintenance and comfortable, so I can just wake up and not worry about my hair looking like shit because, it doesn't fucking move. Also, another pro tip, if you have kind of like a shitty physique and you're skinny and you don't have that much muscle on you, then getting the buzz cuts will make you realize how fucking tiny you are because your hair no longer creates a distraction from your shit build. You know how big, strong men usually have really short hair, and then skinny, weak motherfuckers have long, girly hair that they spend hours styling every day? Well, getting the short haircut, getting the buzz cut, shows you what you look like as a more masculine man, which is probably small as fuck, so it drives you to push harder in the gym and gain muscle. When you have the beautiful, styled hair and you're wearing the baggy clothes, it's basically just a cover-up for the fact that you're skinny and you don't look like a strong masculine man. So when you get the buzz cut, that gets rid of the cover-up, and now you realize how small you are, and now you have extra desire to get big. Your mom probably won't like it because she's used to her cute little boy with his cute little hair, but you're not fucking cute anymore. You're a young man. Go bust that shit. I also got a bathrobe when I started taking self-improvement more seriously. And I'll be honest with you, it's because one of my biggest inspirations for getting onto this path was Hamza. And Hamza wears a bathrobe all the time. So I thought that if I got a bathrobe too and I took after him, then I'd also become more productive and get on his level. I'm not gonna hide how much I've learned from Hamza. I respect him a lot. He's changed my life. And also the bathrobe is more of a symbol of self-improvement now because he wears it all the time. And I just got one to feel like I'm more in the culture and on the path. Of course, this is not a mandatory thing that you have to do. You can look exactly how you did before and still improve yourself. But personally, I just felt like if I started improving myself when I looked and dressed like I did back when I was a degenerate, then I wouldn't really feel like a new 2.0 version of myself. Because back then, I used to wear a baggy hoodie and baggy sweatpants everywhere I went. I would grow out my pube-like shitty beard instead of just fucking shaving it off. I would also have longer hair and it would just be so fucking oily. So, in this case, I kind of needed the switch. I've already said in a previous video that you can't immediately become that new 2.0 version of yourself, and becoming that version of yourself takes a lot of time. But speaking from personal experience, it does help a lot to just change up your looks a little bit just so you can see that new version of yourself. As long as it's in the direction of masculine and not fucking gay. And you don't have to overdo it and become a completely new person. All I did was buzz my hair, which was good for comfort anyway, and gave me one less thing to worry about. And I got a bathrobe. That's all I plan on doing for now. The rest of my physical changes, I plan on getting more muscle as I'm going to the gym and lifting and getting big. So these are the 3 best things that will help you stay committed to this path and accelerate your self-improvement. Preach to and advise the people in your life, learn things whenever possible, and physically look more like you're on self-improvement. But please remember, it will still take a lot of time to progress in your journey. That is unavoidable. These practices will help speed it up and make it easier, but it won't make it fast or easy. You need to accept that becoming the best version of yourself possible will obviously take a lot of time, and you just need to be willing to persist through all the challenges and difficulties that come with becoming a top 1% man. I have full belief in you, but you must have full belief in yourself and remain firm and strong no matter how hard or long the journey is. Only then will you achieve the life of your dreams. This video won't change your life. You will. Happy New Year.